Let's see how to design in NailHub step by step.
Now you can see how the first menu is flickering, meaning that this is the next step that you have to complete.
Okay. This is the first step, selecting the shape. So you're going to click on the icon to select it. You can choose square, stilettos, coffin, or almond. Let's go with square. And now the size menu is flickering, meaning you have to complete this step. And here you can choose the size, small, medium, long, or extra long. Let's go with medium, for example. And from now on, these steps are optional, but these two have to always be completed first. This menu is for selecting the base color. So you can see how you have glossy, matte, or chrome. This is the color mode. And then you can change color with the picker. However, you have to first select a nail to paint it. So let's select the middle one and move the color picker. Now you see how the nail color is changing. You can also adjust the color with this slider, and you can also put the HTML code if you know it. For example, I'm going to put red, and you're going to click on the brush to paint it. Okay, so I put an extra 0. When the color code doesn't exist, it's going to give you an error. So now that it's correct, it's going to paint it red. Now you can also choose the color based on these samples. These shades are always here next to the color picker. These are just some common shades that you can use in case you don't know which color to choose. And the design's colors will be in this third tab. So these shades are the current design colors so that you can reuse them in other shapes or objects. So this is a circular menu, so I can go left or right. So let's paint these ones with this base color, and these two I'm going to paint red. So now you will see how the shades have been updated. Now you can also choose to paint them matte or chrome. So for example, if I only want this nail to be chrome, I'm only going to select this one and click chrome. So if you want it matte, for example, I'm going to click only on the nail I want to change, or you can select them all to be chrome or glossy or matte. So in this case, I'm going with glossy and maybe this one chrome. Okay, so the next menu is French tips.
Now if I click on it, I can see the options. Here are 5 different length options, and you have to always follow the same steps. So you select the nail that you want to add the object into, and then the object. So I can choose different lengths, and from now on there will always be this new menu, which is to delete the added objects. So if I click on it, I'm going to delete the French tips.
Let's put French in these 3 nails. And let's say I want these 2 to be red. I'm going to select these 2 and go to the end of the menu and paint them red. So I can select the color from here, but I want it identical to the red I already have. So I'm going to the current design shades and select the color from here. Now I'm going to delete the French here because I don't like it, so I'm just going to remove it. Now for French, you can also choose matte, chrome, or glossy. And you can change this at any time. So let's put it chrome here. The next menu is gel 3D gel objects. Now you have a lot of options. So this goes exactly the same. First, you will select the nail you want the object to be in, and then you select the object. which will have a transparent color by default, the gels color. Now for French, for example, you only can add one French per nail. However, for 3D objects, you can put more than one. So this is why the number indicator is here. You can also move it and resize it. So let's say I want two 3D flowers. I'm going to put that one there at the top, and I'm going to stop again the flower. Now you can see how a second one appeared, and the number indicates now that there are two. So if I want to delete the last added flower, I'm going to click on the minus icon, and if I want to delete them all, I'm going to click on the null menu, which is to delete all objects. Okay, so I'm going to put again the flower, and in this case I only want one, but I want to paint it. I'm going to go to the end of the menu, and again I can select color from here, or I can choose to put the code. You also have matte, chrome, and glossy options. So let's go with chrome, and I'm going to add also this circle, and I want it to be chrome as well. So this will be all for now. Now I can recenter the canvas since I've moved it from the menu. The next menu is line art. For this one you can also add multiple. So let's say I want to add a bow here. I'm going to click on it. Sorry, I still have selected the other nail. So what I'm going to do is delete the bow from here. So if I want it red, I'm going to the current shade colors because I want the exact same red shade. And you can also put more than one. So for example, I'm going to put 2 stars here, but I want it smaller, so I'm going to resize it. Then I'm going to click again for the star. Now the way I am moving through the canvas is by pinching. So I'm going to recenter again. Okay, so I'm going to pinch to zoom in and to zoom out. You can also move the canvas, and once you're done, you're just going to click recenter again to see the full canvas. So now if I want a different color for each of the stars, I'm going to click on the bottom star. As you can see, it has a slight pink shade, and I'm going to paint it red, but I want the second one to be, I don't know, gold. So I'm going to click on it. Now it's a little gold. So I'm going with the gold from Chrome Shades, but I want it glossy. I actually want it yellow. And now you are here on the star because you have tapped it. So once you're done with the object, you have to tap outside so that the star no longer moves. And then again, I'm going to recenter. So let's say I actually don't want this bow. I am going to select the nail and delete the bow. And let's say I want the cutout, for example, which has been added recently. And I want it red, but I don't remember which red it was, so I'm going with the shades, and it will give me the exact same red. And then the next menu is charms, so it works exactly the same. You can put more than one. You have to select the nail first, and let's say I want these three pearl centered charms, so I want them red as well. Now it's not centered with the flower, so I'm going to touch the flower and move it. So now that I'm done with the flower, I'm tapping outside and I'm going to click recenter again. So you will also have multiple charms options as well. Now you can add as many as you want. You can use the minus to delete them, or you can use the null menu to delete them all at the same time. Then the next menu is blooming gel. This works exactly the same. So some of them can be together and some can't, just basically because it's what realistically it would make sense. So for example, for this you can only add one, but you can add these three together, for example, because it makes sense. Now if I want to paint them independently, I'm going to click on it. Let's say this is going to be a dark blue. I'm going to click in the middle now, and it's going to be slightly lighter, and then I'm going to click on the left one. I did not tap outside, so it's still moving. I have to tap outside to get out of this blooming gel menu. And then if I don't want the middle one, for example, I'm just going to remove it from here. And if I don't want any of them, I'm going to click null as well. And every update I'm adding new options in each of the menus. However, if there is an option that is not here, but you would like to hand draw on it, you can use this tool, which is the hand drawing box. Now this has three modes: drawing, which is the pencil, erasing, and moving through canvas. So now if I pinch on the canvas, it's not going to move because I am on writing mode. So I'm going to revert this change with the undo arrow. So if I want to move through the canvas, I'm going to click on the magnifying glass. And let's say I want some hearts here. Now I'm going to click on the pencil and I'm going to write. By default, it's black. So let's say I want to erase this. I'm going to either click the eraser, or if it was just a slight mistype, I can undo the movements or I can redo them as well. So this eraser comes in this size, but you can resize it from here, and the same goes with the pencil stroke. So you can use finer strokes
or thicker strokes. So I'm going to delete this with the eraser.
so you can change the pencil's color from,
Or you can use also the swatches or the current design shades.
so I need a little more space. I'm going to click the magnifying glass, pinch again, and then with the pencil I'm going to start painting. And then I want to move a little down. I'm going to click the glass again and click the pencil. So if I want to undo it, I'm just going to click undo, and it will undo my last move. And now I want a finer stroke to add a line here. I don't know. So you can also choose the color with the color picker as well, or with the HTML code. So now I've chosen a red shade. So now it's red here. And now I want to recenter the canvas again. So I don't want to pinch here and center it. I'm going to click recenter. And last but not least, I have added the option to add pictures. So I recommend that you save the pictures with no background so that it looks better. So let's click on the cross. Now I'm going to recenter it here and click save. Now the cross is here and I can move it. Now it's going to be a little pixelated because that's just what we are dealing here with in the sizes, but once you recenter it, it looks fine. So I'm going to recenter it again. Now if I want to delete the image, I'm going to long tap and this pop-up will appear. So you would click here to delete it, or you can change the image as well. So I'm going to keep it, so I click cancel and recenter. So once I'm done with my design, I want to save it, so I'm going to make sure that no nails are selected and no menu is open, because if you have an open menu, the image will not be perfectly centered. And click recenter to make sure that the canvas is in its original place, and click save to gallery. So now the design has been saved in my gallery and I can go to designs and check my design here.